Listen.
Look.
Listen. Listen.
Taylor.
Listen.
Hey guys. Hey guys. It's me, your girl Geese Peep. No, it's Look, Listen with Geese and Guyera. And Taylor. It's a podcast. This is a podcast about Pokemon and other things. It's episode 120 today.
120
Taylor.
of Let's Go Cast.
Yeah, that's probably, I'm sure that's a podcast. The Let's
There's
Go
no way
Cast.
it's not. Yeah.
Here's the terrible news right off the bat. No Geese Peep here. And once again, she's not here on a day that the episode is nothing but adorable, cute, exactly what she would have wanted. Barely a couple seconds of battling.
I felt so bad for her because the battle was significant too.
Yeah, she would have loved this one.
So much stuff happens.
She fully intended on being here, everyone, but she, quote unquote, got a headache. So here we all are now, guys.
I've heard that one before.
He's heard that one before. Yeah.
Headaches. You get awful headaches. I can't stand headaches of any variety. You give me a broken bone, I'll deal with it. You give me something going wrong in my brain,
Yeah, it's a rough one. I mean, I'm lucky. They go into remission for years, and then Christmas morning, they sneak up on me, and I got to rush to the doctor for some sumatriptan, but...
Too much excitement over Santa Claus.
Too much excitement. That's got to be it. Hey, everybody. Here's the thing. Everybody, our first segment of the week, of course, is What's New with Geese? What's been geesing with you? She's not here, but I'm going to tell you what she's been doing.
Peeping in on Geese.
I'll tell you what she's been doing. She's been playing Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, the game that's sweeping the world by storm. I've already got 500 cards, so many hours, so many battles. What a game.
Has she actually been playing it?
Yes, she's addicted.
So what do you think the difference is that hooked her? Because she's into Pokemon Sleep. It's obvious why she's into Pokemon Sleep. Very easy to play that game every day. There's a function around something healthy for you. But she's playing TCG like crazy. Doesn't want to touch Pokemon Go.
Because she's afraid it'll take over her life.
Oh, okay.
She can't with these games. But
I see.
The thrill of opening the packs is too strong. Taylor, you got to give in. And you can play it without... I haven't spent a dime. I haven't spent any money, but you get the thrill of opening the packs without spending hundreds of dollars.
I was going to talk about that on my plan for the week, but I guess it doesn't matter when I talk about it. I had the exact same issue at the start of Trading Card Game Pocket as I did with Pokemon Sleep, where it's like, all right, you've installed the app. You've linked your Nintendo account. Let's get to gameplay. And Nintendo hits you with 10 straight minutes of clicking instructional text bubbles. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I just want to open a booster pack. And when I finally open the booster pack and it goes slightly off that line, I was like, oh, that's so sick. That's so sick how they make you open it. And it's fun because it's not a super straight line. And I try to go zigzaggy on my next one. And it just turns out it's all the same pattern.
No, it's not always the same pattern. It's a couple different patterns. But
oh, okay.
It's fine. It's good. It's not. They're not going crazy with it, but it is a fun little effect. You can also flip your pack backwards and open from the other side to see the rare card first. So.
Oh yeah, I did that on one pack. I don't have any rare cards.
Well, you got to keep opening packs. Keep doing the battles. You'll earn the things. Keep liking people's little community showcases, making friends. They'll send you stuff. There's daily quests. There's so many currencies. You can open 1 million packs. And the most exciting thing to do is to open 10 packs at once. And you're going to get some good cards then. Also,
sick.
Since we're in Geese segment of the week, shouts out to Geese people.
Shouts out, Geese.
I was editing last week's episode, and I couldn't stop laughing when we got to our what's your favorite costume question from Artie Fine. Listening to her say, I was wearing a fake beard and a fake horse head. As opposed to what, Geese Peep? A real horse's head on your face? A real beard? It just made me laugh, thinking, why is the word fake necessary? I think this is good stuff. Good stuff.
Just a genuine horse head.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. All right, guys. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to looking, playing, watching, eating the week. Taylor, I see here you've written your girl, Metaphor, Refantasio, Have you got the platinum? How many times have you beaten it? How many social links do you have? Did you see the city or whatever?
So I don't know what they did, but I know exactly what they did. Atlas and Creative Team S, or whatever they're called, have made a game that has an actual sense of adventure. And that's really freaking cool, because normally they have these fun little mystery thriller sort of things. But Persona 5, everything was incredibly obvious. So it was more like, oh, I'm a powerless child. And that's what also didn't really click with me. Persona 4 was a little bit better because you were investigating and there was like this sense of mystery the whole time. This time, big ol' sense of adventure. Pacing, fantastic. Sense of missables, non-existent. Battle systems, fine. But the story is good enough. I'm listening to this little girl talk about her family and I'm getting emotional. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, writers, I don't know what you're doing, but I hope you keep doing it.
Now, do you, because I keep hearing a criticism that the game looks like a PS3 game. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Take the floor, Taylor. The debate is yours.
Easy. How much time do I have on the clock? Minute 20? Easy. Have you seen the particle effects? There are so many particle effects. The
Don't
game
tell
is
Steven.
nothing but... It's funny because it's like, it was fun in the first few minutes, but after your brain gets used to the fact that there are little floating polygons all around the world that represent magic, it gets very used to it, and it's just taking away processing power. Game looks fine. It doesn't look like maybe a PS4 game.
Maybe. I got my particle effects set to max on Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. I'm running 60 frames. I'm running high end. And here's the thing, guys. You can add flair to your cards when you get a bunch of the same card. You can transfer the extra cards into sparkly, make your cards look cooler. I even have 3 of the super crazy rare illustrator cards, and you can transfer one of those cards into a special shop currency, which is neat. So that's my addition to your particle effects today.
So as far as like gameplay loops within the 3 Pokemon mobile games, or the 3 big Pokemon mobile games, what would you say this ranks as far as satisfying daily gameplay?
It's very difficult to say. Because the thrill of opening packs is great, but I don't know if we're including the fact that you can transfer your shinies in Go. If I couldn't transfer my shinies from Go to my home account and my main games, I wouldn't even play Go, I don't think. That's the reason I play. I started when you had to play it. Well, I started day 1 or whatever, but when I got back into it, it was because I had to play that video game to get Melmetal and Meltan. That's the only way you could do it, is by playing Go and sending it to Let's Go. And then I got super into it when they announced, oh, do you want a shiny Mew? Do this year-long quest. So ever since then, I've been playing Go to bolster my shiny count in home and the main games. So I guess if you include that, Go. If you don't include the fact I can transfer, then Pocket is the best. For the, what do you call it? The old dopamine hits of opening a pack.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about where this is going to fall, because Sleep just wasn't worth it for me. And
yeah, I'm getting bored of Sleep, unfortunately. Sorry, Pokemon Sleep. I barely touch the game. I used to wake up and feed my Pokemon. I don't do that anymore. The only time I ever interact with it is if I'm at work and I'm about to leave. That's the only time I feed anybody. So I only did that 4 times a week, basically. Anyway, continue.
Pokemon Go has turned into such a thing for me. There's everybody that's, doing Discord stuff, and that's real fun, complaining about my shiny rates and that and everything. The PvP is fun. It's fun when you have a match that actually works out well, that you feel is competitive. The rewards are great for the systems in the game. I'm shocked at the amount of people that play this game. Not Pocket, but Go. So we now have a water polo Pokemon group that meets before practice and does raid hour.
Oh, nice.
It's ridiculous. There are just 8 people traipsing around the outside of the pool, just catching a whole bunch of Pokemon. None of them are shiny. None of them are good IVs for me, but that's all right.
It's impressive, but we do have to recall that Pokemon is the biggest media franchise on the planet. And also Pokemon Go, when it launched, set more records than you could. That's the only time of peace our planet has ever known, is when everybody was playing Pokemon Go when it first came out.
I think it's interesting whenever you get reminders of just how big Pokemon is. Because when I talk about anime with people, people normally know what it is, but it's not like there's a level of interaction with that media. It's normally you're just saying, oh, have you seen this? Yes, I have seen this. And that's pretty much the end of the conversation with something like Dragon Ball, something like One Piece, where people have a passing familiarity. Pokemon Go is so interesting, and Pokemon as a property is so interesting because there's such a commitment to actually playing it. So it's people saying, oh, my favorite game was this. And you, whenever they say that, you know that they've gone on these big old journeys in Diamond and Pearl. We had like that giant group. People talking about... People talking about, oh, yeah, I have so many friends who play Pokemon. People saying, oh, I have this group that meets up. And there are just 16 people who are doing this activity together. It's very sick.
Yeah, it's great for exercise, going out, exploring new places. It's wonderful. Real quick to go back to answer your question further, I'm not crazy about the gameplay of battling in Go. But since I adore the Pokemon trading card game and played it competitively for a while, I enjoy actually battling in Pocket Go. Or excuse me, TCG Pocket. TCG Pocket, though, it's a very watered-down version of the battle system. There's no energy cards. There's no prize cards.
Oh,
there's
thank
no
God.
Resistance. It's watered down in a lot of ways. It's a much, much simpler game. But it's
That's
still
so smart. I'm sure there'll be kind of options for progressing the difficulty, like end game stuff. I think they'll eventually add in stuff like full-on decks.
Because one of our boys, I mean, you do make a deck, but it's 20 cards. But one of our boys was asking, the Poke Boys was asking about, can he use his code cards for TCG Pocket? It's a completely different game. And since it's all digital, there's effects like get a random Pokemon from your deck, which isn't possible in a physical card game. So it's not the same cards. I mean, some of them are based off of actual cards, but clearly changed because it is a different rule set, this game. Taylor, before we move on to my watch and play and eating, did you want to discuss fried rice or EXHUME? What's eczema?
Listen, okay. I don't know what's been going on lately. I guess it's because Guncan is so into kimchi and watching Korean TV series, but Museum of Fine Arts Houston held a Korean movie night, and there's several Korean films. A bunch of the actors are showing up doing like little Q&As and everything. Korean horror is very interesting. And that's what EXHUME, I guess, is what you would call it, because it's like exhuming a body. Yeah. Like psoriasis. So this movie, one, has a lead who is way too attractive to be in a horror movie where I need to be paying attention to the plot. But it also has our boy from Old Boy. I'm sitting there the whole time and I'm like, now I know where I recognize almost every other actor in this movie from. Where's this guy been? What's he been in? I can't imagine it. The 2003 movie Old Boy's main character is a main character in this movie, and he does such a good job. Very high production value in this film. Sick camera work. Sick acting. Sick plot points. It's not what like The Wailing. I don't know if you've heard of the Korean horror movie The Wailing.
I have not, but
very good.
Quick question.
Yes.
You say you saw this in a museum, so you're not aware if it's currently streaming or anything?
I'm not sure.
No, sick.
I'm sure it is, because it came out within the last year. I think it came out, and it deserves as much attention as it can get.
Before you all start Googling eczema, it's spelled EXHUME. Again, that's EXHUME. Eczema. They do such sick camera work in this movie. So I'm excited to watch more Korean horror. They do things very differently than the Japanese with ghosts. Their ghosts are just like normal people, or if you've played Neo, they're just demons. Sick. So it's like either you're a ghost who just looks like me, like I would be a ghost in a Korean horror movie, or put horns on me and make my eyes red, I'm a demon now. So that's less scary, I guess, than Japanese horror, where the ghosts are like actually terrifying. Very sick, very sick. Taylor, do you have something to say about fried rice? I've been
trying to find ways around my diet because I've gotten a little heavy, and I'm trying being back in the pool. I'm just really trying to do more meal prep and stuff like that. I hate meal prep. I hate it so very much. So I just made about 5 pounds of fried rice with like the little orzo or chickpea orzo or whatever.
Orzo, chickpea orzo. So sick.
Yeah, I wish I had a more exciting diet. But that's one of the things that, like, you and Geese are so into food, and I'm so into the utility of food. And it's just wild how those two types of people exist. And it seems like such an ocean of difference to me.
I don't know if she's into having stomach aches, I guess. I don't know how much food she's into. Taylor, is it time for me to move on to my watch and play and eating of the week?
Yeah, what you been watching and playing and eating and weeking?
Well, I've already talked about TCG Pocket. I've already said the amount of hundreds of battles I've done, Jones, and it's so funny how I'm just laughing at these memes. It's the memes are low effort. There's so many memes that are just the same template, but it's showing somebody waiting on some hourglasses to open a new pack, and I'm just laughing like it's gosh darn the funniest thing that I've ever seen in my life. Also, I'm making some progress in Echoes of Wisdom. I think I only have a couple dungeons left. It's good. It's all right. It's fun. It's no Tears of the Kingdom. No Breath of the Wild.
How would you compare it to the most recent port of Link's Awakening?
I don't know. It's not as polished, but there's also way more systems at work. It's kind of annoying sometimes with too much text, which was weird. That's like an issue I had when I first turned it on. I thought, wow, I just want to play, guys. But I'm still having fun with it. I mean, sometimes it gets monotonous when you're collecting, oh, we got to save my friends again, which is something that both Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword got criticized a lot for. Just these giant segments where you're collecting these little orbs or whatever in these little dark areas. You have it again in Echoes of Wisdom, but it's still fun. I love summoning my little monsters. It's a good time, guys. You should play it. But here's the terrible news.
My favorite.
Much like you, Taylor, do you remember when you ordered something years ago and it came in and your mother was furious at you because you shouldn't have been spending money and you didn't have money to spend, and you kept trying to tell her, no, Mom, I ordered this forever ago. I'm not paying for this now. Something similar is happening to me. All these games I bought forever ago with little Nintendo Switch vouchers and Costco coupons and stuff, they're coming out, and I pre-ordered them. Mario and Luigi Brothership, it's either out right now or it's out tomorrow. IGN gave it a 5 out of 10, and I'm thinking to myself,
what?
Oh, great.
Not even a 7? Not even an IGN 7?
What a waste of my money down the drain. This is terrible. I just thought, because we've now learned who made it. It's the Octopath Traveler guys, so it should be good. It should be a good game.
I mean, that was a very divisive game.
Oh, my God. But here's okay. Mario and Luigi I thought would be safe, because, yes, they ruined Paper Mario. But I thought Mario and Luigi would still be a fun RPG. I'll still try to play it, I guess, a little bit.
How'd they ruin Paper Mario?
Oh, my God. You girls don't know? We don't have enough time in the world to discuss how they ruined Paper Mario.
Thankfully, I don't know.
Ever since Sticker Star on 3DS, all the games have become, we've actually made it not an RPG anymore. And actually, you're better off not playing the game. You're better off not engaging in battles, because all battles require you to waste resources to actually use stickers, a limited source, to battle. Also, you don't get experience points for beating an enemy. So it's just a complete waste of time.
Is there an option to spend real world currency getting stickers?
No. The 3DS game, the Wii U game, they're all the Color Splash. No. And I thought Mario and Luigi would be safe. I guess I was wrong. But way super exciting. Do you know what happens in a few days?
What?
Dragon Quest 3 for my PS5. I'm going to be playing it on PlayStation Portal, and I can't wait. Ooh, I'm going to play. It'll be... Hold me accountable, everybody.
I was going to say, is this the first one?
I've never beaten a Dragon Quest before, but it's going to happen this time. I'm going to beat Dragon Quest 3 2D HD. Mark my words, it'll happen.
From what I understand, this one is not only the exact same score and gameplay of the other ones, but it dials back the story and characters.
I've seen some cool art in it.
Yeah.
They remastered a statue, and it's real big now.
Oh, whoa, that's crazy.
In my eating this week, it's time for the transition to my eating. I ate some quote-unquote bulgogi poutine. It was okay. Way too expensive. It was just some bulgogi, not as good as Bulgogi Hut, on some tater tots.
What is?
Fries. Yeah, what is exactly? Too expensive, would never order it again. And that brings me to my next thing that I ate. And let me preface this with, God, I can't wait to go to Japan again, where food is just reasonably priced. I can get a full meal that will fill me up for under $4. And yet in Los Angeles, they opened a FTW for the win burger place near my work, so I went to it. It was really good. It was a good burger. The meal cost $30, Taylor, and I was
what?
For one burger, one French fry that wasn't even that great, and one drink. $30. And
Jesus.
I was still hungry afterwards, so I wanted to get another burger because the burger tastes good. I walked up to the kiosk to maybe order another one. When I saw one burger was $16, I left, and I went to McDonald's.
What's the FTW business plan? Like, what are they trying to look like?
What I mean, it just smells. It just sells really good smash burgers, but I mean, they're clearly just want the rich people and the influencers to go, because Shake Shack just closed down over there.
Really?
They closed all the Shake Shacks over in Los Angeles, pretty much, with the majority of them. Not the West Hollywood one, but they closed the one in Koreatown. They closed the one in Silver Lake. Just underperforming locations. To be fair, they were foolish to open them there anyway. Clearly, somebody was not doing the research, because those areas, the clientele aren't there for fast food, really.
Yeah.
Well, you have your like working class people that will go to a McDonald's for super cheap. But when you build a Shake Shack in the middle of the hippest, most hipster area, you know, the avocado toast jokes, whatever. But are you
talking about the one on Sunset?
Yeah, like
that was such a strange location. When I saw that going up, I was like, "What is that for?"
It's just for me, basically. Just Michael is the only person who fits the bill that lives close to that and would go to that. And even I only went there like once.
Because there are so many better options that are unfortunately at the exact same price point.
Yeah, I mean, we can't hold it against them too bad, because if you recall, when I went to the opening of the first Shake Shack in California with Eric, those lines were wild. That West Hollywood Shake Shack. So they're probably thinking, "Oh man, we can make a lot of money everywhere." But no, it's just not the case. Sorry.
They have to understand line culture in Southern California, and they have to understand like restaurant openings and stuff like that. Or you would assume, being a giant company.
I mean, I used to travel all the way to Las Vegas just to eat Shake Shack. I would eat Raisins because that was the closest Raising Cane's, and I would eat Shake Shack because that was the closest Shake Shack for years. And now I can still do that with Whataburger, closest Whataburger, Waldorf Astoria. Very exciting. Taylor, it is time to move on to Poke News.
Moving on to Poke News of the week.
We're starting off strong with some Pokemon TCG Pocket news. That's right. The first drop event is now live. I say first. This game soft launched in New Zealand, so maybe they've had little events. I don't know. Seems a little unfair for the rest of the planet, but
I was going to ask you about that earlier. I forgot. You were saying it's the launch of Pokemon TCG Pocket, and I was like, I'm getting recommendations in my YouTube videos from such a long time ago about this.
The first Pokemon TCG Pocket Drop event is now live. I'm going to trust Joe Sarabi. If he's saying it's the first, I believe him. It features battles to earn promo booster packs, including new cards like Lapras EX, which I finally got. After doing 10 of these Lapras battles, I finally pulled a Lapras EX. Poor Joe Sarabi has done a ton of them. He's still.
How easy are the battles? Because I haven't done one yet.
They're ridiculously easy if you have a good deck. So keep pulling cards until you get good cards, and then build a good deck. And then you'll always win against the solo battles, pretty much.
I already have 36 cards, so
ooh,
what's going to stop me?
I don't know. So this Lapras event runs from November 5th through November 18th. Make sure to get all your little promos, get lots of pack juice, You'll have a great time. Taylor, Sarah B. also reports that as of September 30th, 2024, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has sold 25.69 million units, and Sword and Shield has sold 26.44 million units, which means Scarlet and Violet will soon become the second best-selling Pokemon games of all time.
Behind...
Take a wild guess, girls.
Silver. No, red and blue.
Yeah. Especially if you're including like red, green, yellow. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Those sold a lot. Crystal sold so bad. My God. Because yellow sold incredibly well. But so I'm sure when they released Crystal, they thought, oh yeah, Crystal's gonna sell like gangbusters. It sold like 2,000 copies.
They must have been staring at those figures, and people in the rooms just kept saying, "You're joking, right?"
Yeah. Let's end it. Might as well. We lost it, guys. Taylor, why don't you take it away with the final two pieces of Pokemon news of the week, since these pertain to you.
So listen. I don't know what they're doing at Pokemon Go headquarters in Nianticville, USA, but they really need to settle down with November because it's too many Pokemon. It's just too many Pokemon. They're doing this thing where there are so many different raids with so many different Pokemon on so many schedules. Every day there's a new raid hour. Now they're adding Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre to the mix. And all of this right before Thanksgiving? What are they thinking? There's too much stuff. Give me one Pokemon to shiny hunt. Let me do it 40 times, get 0 shinies, and be disappointed about it. Close the books, go home. Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre are returning to Mega Raids during the Wild Area Go Fest on November 23rd and 24th.
Also, the Pokemon Go community days for the next season have been revealed. We've got some from December 21st through 22nd. I think those are typically all the makeup community days. If you missed any shinies, they're just going to have all of them.
Very, very important for people who engage in PvP or PvE, because typically community day moves are very good. So earmark your Pokemon, give them a tag that's like community day or something. You got a shiny Beldum, for instance, Shundo Dynamax Beldum. Evolve that on community day so you can get Meteor Mash, stuff like that.
Sunday, January 5th. That's a new one. January 25th is a classic community day. So those are typically Pokemon that had community days years and years ago before you could even transfer them to home. So those are always useful. And then Sunday, February 9th, also a new community day. Taylor, that concludes Poke News of the Week. Spooky for Halloween.
Spooky one.
Oh my God. Happy Halloween.
Watch out, Joe Sarabi's gonna get you.
Oh God, no, he's ready. Taylor, it's time to discuss an episode of Pokemon this week. Would you please tell me what happened last time on Pokes?
Previously on Poke. I was reading the notes that I wrote and I said Pokelore.
Pokelore.
Previously on Pokemon, Crocolore won our hearts and Fritos won some games as he takes on a new protege.
Ooh, and what's the name of today's episode in English?
Today's episode, Master Hand, is Tinkatink's Hammer Wasn't Made. And that's the full episode displaying on my phone because I can't scroll from side to side on Google Docs.
Turn your phone sideways.
Okay, give me a second. Then I have to... Hang on, it's reloading. I just think Tinkatink's Hammer wasn't made.
It was made.
Tinkatink's Hammer wasn't made in a day!
Or in Japanese, Kana-chan no hama wa nichi ichi ni shite narazu. Shite narazu. It's fun to say ichi nichi ni.
Yeah.
Taylor, what's Geese Peep's one-sentence synopsis this week?
Guys, are the waiters gonna waste our time, or will this be the sleeper hit of the series?
Did you say waiters instead of writers?
I probably did.
Guys, it's the next morning. We're in a new episode of Pokemon. Remember, it was nighttime at the festival last night, so everybody is on their way to the big sparkling crystal pool. And by everyone, I, of course, mean the children and Fritos. Taylor, take it away.
I'm watching this episode at the beginning thinking, man, I mean, that was a fun episode last time, but I don't really feel like anything happened. Certainly nothing that's going to carry over to this episode. And the first, 3 minutes are just everybody going crazy over the heated apples from the last episode, and I was very excited.
Yes, all of the Rising Volt Tacklers, other than Fritos and the children, are doing what they call a cultural exchange in Kitakami and Matsui Town. So yeah, it's a big deal. Slugma from the Brave Olivine, Brave Salami, really just burning up a whole bunch of apples. Murdoch handing them out. Apparently, you look really cute if you hold a baked candy apple, is what we learn in this scene.
Sure.
Also, Molly's working overtime at the nurse's stand with a new assistant, it appears. Do we know this character?
I was very much trying to understand that because my brain doesn't know, does every nurse look like Molly? Or does every nurse look like an assistant? Or are they all very different? And what is Molly doing there?
She's helping a swine up, I think. But the nurses are supposed to look like Nurse Joy, anime canon. Am I confused? Do I not know this character? Is she from the games? Please write in, looklistencast@gmail.com. Should I know who this woman is that's talking to Molly?
New character, probably. Area Zero nurse. That's who it is.
Ooh. Also, we haven't got one of these in a long time, Taylor. We get a little Ludlow haiku, what have you, where he's talking about gravity and things falling into place and whatnot. And
shouts out to Ludlow.
And this is revealed right as a bombardier drops a bunch of pots and pans by Fritos and the kids.
When I saw Bombardier, I was just thinking, hey, that Pokemon that I've rated a few times with RD Fine and I haven't gotten a shiny of. By the end of the episode, I hated that little flying jerk.
So here's the thing about Bombardier, guys. This little, now we can't swear in this podcast, this little troublemaker loves to spook everybody by dropping things and laughing like the Wicked Witch of the West. What a mischievous bird.
Or I guess these two Bombardier look so darn malicious.
They're dark type, so they're evil little birds. I bet Geese people would love this. So Tinkatink in this episode, big spoilers, this is a Tinkatink episode. You may have guessed that. You may have gathered that from the title. She's got a hammer. She finds some metal. She's getting to work on hitting some nice, what they call some good iron. A big iron, Taylor. Is she hitting this with her hammer?
So at the beginning of this episode, what were you thinking? How were you feeling about the episode at the beginning? First 5-10 minutes.
I'm sure it was going to be sick. Spoilers, there's no way we're avoiding this girl not evolving, but
I was watching this and I was just thinking, man, you don't have any story to tell at all, huh? You're going to save it all for the last 5 episodes?
I'll tell you what's funny about this. Spoilers, there's a section of this episode where it's 15 minutes of them just back and forth saying, are you okay, Crocolore? Are you okay, Quaxwell? Are you okay, Florigato? And I wrote in my notes, they are really trying to stretch it to 24 minutes in this one.
Yeah.
But that being said, spoilers, I had a lot of fun with this episode. I'm laughing. There's some real funny moments in this. It's cute. Geese people would have loved it. I'm having fun. Oh,
there were 3 separate times where I laughed out loud.
By the way, I was saying that Tinkatink is playing with her big iron. Not yet. I think she's just banging on the pots and pans that Bombardier dropped right now. But then we get a theme song. Then we come back from the theme song, and we got a new Hunky's Hoedown song because Fuecoco has evolved. So instead of Hogeta, it's Achigeta. And so Roy's singing along. And then, if Geese people were here, I'd say, Geese, what do we hear behind a rock? And of course, Taylor, it's a Clefairy, a Chimecho.
Which was such a strange... I think it was at this point where I was watching this Clefairy interact with this Chimecho. It's not Chimecho, it's Chimecho.
Well, yeah,
that makes more sense.
Chimes echo, you know.
Okay. I'm looking at these 2 cute Pokemon, and I'm thinking, man, that's cute. Are they really trying to make me forget that nothing's happened in the episode so far?
No, guys, they're having a great time. Here's the thing, Taylor. You kidding me? A Clefairy and a Chimecho? You can't see that in the big city.
That's true. Yeah,
it's a good thing. So. It's a good thing we're walking through the wilderness, huh?
Yep. On this mountain volcano? Is that where they are?
You'd never see something like this.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so crazy. Dot starts recording it for her Neato Thing video, but then immediately 3 Pichu show up and Geese will be losing it, and they start playing with Captain Pikachu.
Oh, and this stupid, it takes me out of every scene. I am not a fan of the beginning of this episode, just in case you can't tell. Frito's going on saying, oh, Cap's allergic to cute, and I'm just thinking, why is that in the script? Why is that making its way in the show?
I don't know why they're trying to make it happen. It doesn't work. It's dumb. Please stop. As the actress in the film Mean Girls once said.
I was about to say you can't make fetch happen.
Exactly. So stop. Nobody's laughing. Nobody enjoys it. Am I going to have to write a letter in Japanese? Am I going to have to hand write a letter?
Yes. All the symbols.
Konnichiwa.
Like shakily drawn. Yeah.
Maikeru desu. Onegai shimasu. Kawaii Poutine Pikachu. Janai desu. Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu.
You could put a picture of you with Grimace hats in there.
Yeah.
And for Pokemon Company.
Take a photo of me bowing very deeply on the floor. Just please stop.
So sick.
Please. Meanwhile, Tinkatink runs off during this kawaii festival. Ooh, Taylor. Tinkatink finds the best looking rusty metal she's ever seen in her life, and she just starts going to town on it with her little hammer.
Just the seriousness and focus of that Pokemon is so good.
It's the good iron, they call it, and she locks in. I'm laughing because that is a phrase the Gen Z kids use a lot these days is, oh, I'm locked in. I'm locking in. So I'm curious to see if in the English they're going to say, oh, she locked in. Or not.
When I was reading that, I just kept thinking of this young kid. He's like, I guess he's 19 or something. He's playing such intense defense in one of my water polo practices a few months ago, and the kid screams out... The kid screams out, I'm locked in, and proceeds to do the most flagrant fouling I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
I was cracking up because I didn't know what was going on or why he was like assaulting the other guy. But it was very good.
Very sick. Well, guys, if Tinkatink's going to be hitting this iron all day, let's go ahead and have a break time. Fritos, kids, let's sit down. Can we have a seat, guys? During the break time, Bombardier is watching Tinkatink very carefully. And it tries to drop some smoke bombs, Taylor, to distract the little girl.
But she's too locked in?
She's too locked in. When the smoke bombs don't work, the Bombardier then tries to use some of the fake chattering teeth. I have got to hand it to the sound effects department. Did you hear how they used the ba-dun, ba-dun? It was, oh, God, masterful work.
Everything in this scene, the Foleys are off the charts.
And the music's great in this episode. Spoilers. There's a point in this episode the music goes so hard.
Oh, I know the part you're talking about because I made notes about it.
He made notes. Taylor, Bombardier can't watch a little baby girl Pokemon have fun any longer.
Is that scrap metal? That belongs to Bombardier, right?
It was just on the ground. Well, first of all, Taylor, Bombardier appears to be stealing everything from everyone. So no, I don't think Bombardier bought that piece of metal with its polka dollars. I think it maybe was just sitting around somewhere, and then Bombardier took it.
But it is currently in the possession of Bombardier.
I would say no until right now. This scene when Bombardier steals it away from Tinkatink. And Tinkatink starts crying. Oh, my God. Quaxwell, jump up very high because we all know you can jump 100 feet in the air and grab that iron out of Bombardier's little feet talons.
Okay, so Bombardier's been making a nest out of metal. Tinkatink goes to work on that metal. No fault of Tinkatink's. Tinkatink didn't know. Bombardier proceeds to try to reclaim its property. And now Quaxwell is leaping into the air to attack Bombardier for owning its own possession.
No, Taylor. We're nowhere near Bombardier's nest right now. This is just some iron on the ground. I don't think it belongs to Bombardier. And even if it...
Let's ask a hypothetical question.
No, because it would have been stolen property to begin with, even if...
What? Okay, when you watched the film Taken, did you think, what's Liam Neeson doing trying to get this girl back from these fellas?
First of all, I've never seen Taken. Second of all, stop saying that this medal belongs to Bombardier. It doesn't. It was on the ground. Tink found it first. Finders keepers.
Hashtag justice for Bombardier.
No. So anyway, they get the big iron back for 1 second, but then Bombardier immediately drops a huge smoke bomb on all of them. They all cough, and then it does its laugh as it runs away. Then we get the scene I mentioned earlier. Just let's waste time and ask every person in the scene, are you okay? Daijobu, 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 Daijobu. Yes, everybody's Daijobu. Guys, you can fast forward this scene if you want. It's completely unnecessary.
It was silly because I don't think it's ever been done in this show before.
Oh, they've done it before big time. Oh my God, Taylor, Tinkatink is gone yet again. Let's get a commercial break. We're back from the commercial break. And it appears Tinkatink has run after Bombardier yet again to get that piece of iron. And she's running her little heart out so fast, she's not paying attention to anything. She bumps into a Timber, the little Gen 5 Pokemon that holds around a little piece of wood, a little plank of wood.
This scene was the turning point in the episode for me. Because before this, I was just thinking, man, this is just a big old time waster of an episode. When Tinkatink walks off with such purpose, carrying the wrong piece of construction material, and then she and Timber go back and exchange to get their rightful tools, I was like, 11 out of 10 episode.
It's very adorable. And I'm so glad somebody had the idea of, hey, let's do a little gag here with another Pokemon that holds around a little item. Very good, very good. And then we get a little scene, what do you call it? One of these little, Taylor, what do you call them when you're doing a scene that is a bunch? It's not medley. What is the word?
Scene. It's a scene.
What is the word that means a lot of things happen? A montage. We get a little montage maybe of Tinkatink asking a bunch of Pokemon, hey, have you seen a big piece of iron and a Bombardier in the sky? She asks some more Pekos. She asks a Bonsley, some Yanma, and none of them have seen it. It's very funny that in the Pokemon world, clearly Pokemon have such high intelligence. They understand full sentences and can always reply by shaking their head no. No, I haven't seen that.
So sick.
So sick.
Very cute little montage.
And then after no one knowing where the iron and the Bombardier are, Tinkatink trips and cries like a cloth in the wind. Taylor, the cloth symbolizes fog.
Society's inability to look past its own shortcomings. Okay, so they're on Trash Mountain. Just everybody's picking up trash. And a piece of trash falls on Tinkatink's hammer / microphone.
Meanwhile, the kids are yelling for Tinkatink. And at this point I say, I'm having fun with this episode, but guys, you're going to annoy me if you're going to give me the plot of far too many episodes, Too Fast, Too Furious. Too many episodes have this plot of, oh my God, I can't find my Pokemon.
What are you talking about? A cute little Pokemon wandering off on its own? It's ridiculous.
Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but Crocolore, when looking for Tinkatink, his little fire egg falls off his head. And I thought, this is terrible news.
I just kept looking at it. It fell on the only grass on Trash Mountain and nothing caught fire. So I don't understand. Am I not supposed to believe Frito's Seminar of the Week? Is that not just a sphere of magma?
What if the fire is inside the egg? Is the real question.
The fire was the friends we made along the way?
Oh my God, look, there's some Sensu-style Oricorio in the tree. Geese, look.
That was such an Alice in Wonderland scene.
Again, this is all these little scenes completely pointless, really trying to stretch 24 minutes. But it's all redeemed, Taylor, because immediately we get such an hysterical, or a hysterical, depending on how you like to use the English language, smash cut of Dot saying, oh my God, what if Tinkatink is just out there crying? To just immediate cut to Tinkatink bawling her eyes out. I was laughing.
So darn good. Shouts out to the editing team.
Great editing. So funny. Oh my God. Well, Tinkatink's, at the end of her rope. It looks like she's not gonna survive this ordeal, but eventually she gets up bravely.
Default.
Got him. Flying fairy. And she keeps walking. All the while, Bombardier's dropping her iron by a sleeping Magcargo trying to spook it.
Spook It would be a cool name for a Pokemon.
Spook It, yeah. Oh my god, Tinkatink has found Bombardier in the piece of metal. She gives chase. And eventually, Taylor was real excited about this. It's not happened until whence we now arrive. It's the nest. Bombardier's nest full of objects. Guys, hold on. Or in Japanese, obujekutsu. So much metal. And Tinkatink thinks to herself, ooh, I can sneak up into this nest while Bombardier is taking a sip of water.
Poor Bombardier. What's Bombardier doing with all that metal, though?
It's just picking it up to scare people. We don't need a poor Bombardier. Bombardier needs no... What's the word I'm looking for? No
justification. I'm just saying that possession is 10/10 of the law. So Bombardier is in the right.
No. Tinkatink tries to climb up to the nest. She's doing a pretty good job of it. Eventually, Dot makes her way to Metal Nest, Trash Mountain.
Top of Trash Mountain.
And, yeah. Oh my god, Bombardier sees Tinkatink, and Bombardier starts flying right towards Tinkatink. But what does Dot say to Quaxwell, Taylor?
Water gun!
Tinkatink found her iron. Oh, thank God. But then she immediately falls off the cliff. Oh, God. No time to waste, Taylor.
Scary.
Tinkatink immediately gets to work just hitting the iron right in the middle of a big giant fight between Quaxwell and Bombardier. And then Bombardier drops a giant pan on top of Quaxwell's head. Great face, by the way. Great screenshot. Shouts out. If Geese were here, she'd be saying something about Sun and Moon. And she'd be correct.
Yeah, sure.
Taylor, it's time to begin the required battle. Every episode needs it. Water gun. Oh my god. What is this wild Bombardier? Now, I'll be honest with you. It is fun to say Bombardier. So, am I saying Bombardier more times than is necessary?
It's way more satisfying than I thought it would be. Because I've never said it out loud.
Oh my god.
I've typed it plenty of times saying, Artie Fine, please fight this Bombardier with me.
Taylor, what does this wild Bombardier do that is a big surprise for a wild Pokemon? TBH.
It changes, and this came out of nowhere. I'm sitting here watching this battle, kind of like 70% paying attention. I'm like, yeah, okay, we can go through all this song and dance until, in my mind, an evolution is going to have to happen. Still a little disengaged, and then it terrastalizes. And I'm thinking, are you changing the rules of the game? I'm so excited.
Well, when you play Scarlet and Violet, there are wild terrestrialized Pokemon. Do they need a Terra Orb? No, they must just be real quick or real close to Crystal Pond, where there's all this terrestrial energy, just like Paldea. Oh my God! Dot says a wild Pokemon terrestrializing. Who knew this was possible outside of Paldea? Even we better terrestrialize too. Oh no, my God! There's an additional Bombardier here, and it's throwing rocks.
And this is, I will give credit to the people who designed this this particular interaction. Everything that happened was not what I was expecting.
Oh my God, the Bombardier's mate is here, and it knocks Dot's Terra Orb out of her hand. She can't find it anywhere. Rock throws happening. While this is all happening, though, rest assured, Tinkatink making a heck of a hammer. She's really big.
It's such a... Like, the way they were cutting between what was happening, the desperation, Dot doing what I've done several times. Anytime I slightly misplace something for more than 2 minutes, I immediately go into just nonsensical pleading. Just saying, please, I'll do anything to find my car key.
Yeah, that reminds me, I remember I was a teenager on the toilet pooping my heart out, and I was just like, let's try religion. Guys, please, if you just let me get through this poop, for the love of God. Anyway, this hammer, Taylor, it's kind of looking like a Tinka Tough hammer, the evolution of Tinkatink. I wonder what that could possibly mean. Oh my God, water gun. Bombardier smacks Quaxwell so hard. Oh my God. And Tinkatink's made the hammer, but it's too heavy for her to hold. She's dragging it. She's crying.
This sense of incredible importance for what she's doing is wild. I have never been more invested in what was happening during an episode than Tinkatink making this hammer.
It's very sick. I'm writing so fast. I'm scribbling. The music's going so hard. We got water guns. Bombardier's too fast. Sick music. Quaxwell getting demolished. Tinkatink's crying, dragging. She falls off a cliff. Did you see how she almost down-aired the Bombardier? It looks so sick.
So sick. It was so sick. Is the music happening yet?
Yes, big time.
Okay, the music is incredible. Unlike any other battle music we've had, there's the dark, ominous sky out of nowhere, but that's fine. Dark, ominous sky being so sick.
That's fine. I just wanted her to hit that Bombardier with the down air so bad and see the Bombardier just go ping and just fly out.
Just have the first recorded death in Pokemon.
No, just like Jesse and James. Team Rocket blasting off again. It's not death.
Yeah, that's the direction that bird would have gone.
And finally, that's what happens in Smash. And finally, Tinkatink wipes away her tears. And she finally holds the hammer up high and
evolved into Tinkatuff. And it's so sick because it wasn't arbitrary at all. It wasn't just like, well, this fight would be easier if I were evolved. It was, I built my hammer, I have lifted my hammer, and now I have become Thor. It's such a sick moment.
And she smacks all the rocks. Water gun. Brutal swing. Oh my God, she really smacks that bird in the face. Low kick. And Tinkatuff goes to town beating up that terrestrialized Bombardier. Oh my God. She uses play rough and the fairy type move. And she breaks its terrestrialization.
I was so shocked when she used play rough because I was expecting the normal thing that happens in Pokemon, which is, use play rough. And she basically does a hammer swing and then either Bombardier faints or she dodges or something. Instead, it's just a huge flurry of blows.
Yeah, it's the same. The play rough animation is funny because it's just like a cartoon cloud of smoke with the little symbols like
a little Wile E. Coyote, and then it turns out they've been fighting themselves.
Yeah. So she wins. The Bombardier fly away. Congratulations on the new move. Congrats all around. Oh, by the way, Dot finds her Terra Orb, so no need to worry about that.
I actually liked that it established that because I'm sure somebody at some point in a meeting was like, hey, it's kind of weird that nobody ever loses anything in this show. Unless that's like the whole plot, like it was stolen, like when Roy gave his legendary Pokeball away to that stranger.
Yeah. Dot then says to Tinkatuff, what a beautiful hammer you have. You're so sick, Tinkatuff. I'm going to cry.
Oh, Dot just lying through her teeth about that hammer because that's not a great looking hammer.
No, it's a sick hammer. No, Taylor's...
If she had just completed the enclosure, it would have been real sick.
Hot takes Taylor, wrong again. He's wrong about the hammer. He's wrong about the Bombardiers. We cut to everybody reuniting with the kids and Fritos. Fritos agrees with me and says, wow, terrestrialization outside of Paldea? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Guys, what are we doing over here? As a matter of fact, I've never heard of Pokemon terrestrializing before by themselves, so it's crazy. Or Fritos, I've never heard of Pokemon terrestrializing outside of Paldea before, so it's crazy.
Oh, that'd be so funny if he had that tone when talking to the kids.
Wow, this is something else. Also, Captain Pikachu very much approves of Tinkatink's new evolution into Tinkatuff.
And the weird reverse home invasion plot we have going on, where Tinkatink has stolen the property of Bombardier and made herself a hammer with it.
Not true. Immediately, Tinkatuff starts hitting some more metal. And I think it's time to get an even bigger hammer. Maybe we can evolve again. Who's to say? To be continued. What an episode, Taylor.
Sugoi.
Suge. Before we discuss it, though, real quick, Frito Seminar. You guessed it. It's about Tinkatuff. Turns out, Taylor, I don't know if you were aware of this, you have to make hammers to evolve if you're a Tinkatink.
That's crazy. Who'd have thunk?
Who would have thunk it? And then we get a little video of Tinkatink playing whack-a-mole with Diglets and Doug Trio. Oh my God. Captain Pikachu's very surprised, and the Doug Trio shows every emotion known to man when almost hit by a hammer. So that's sick.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense. Taylor, what an episode. They're coming out. This season's great, I think. Well, wait, did we like the first episode? I don't remember. Yeah, we did.
First episode was good as the last episode of the previous season.
Yeah. Well, anyway. This episode, lots of fun, very cute. If I'm laughing out loud, you already get 2 extra points. So
exactly.
Are we taking away maybe half a point because it's another, where's my Pokemon plot? Yes, but you're getting so many points back with the smash cut to Tinkatink crying that it all washes out in the end.
This was a very surprising episode for me. Oh wait, what grade are you giving it?
Well, it's going to be high, I'll tell you that much. If I'm thinking the whole time, man, Geese would love this episode. So cute. The little timber scene. All the cute Pokemon. Are you kidding me? The Pichus for no. Ooh, we got to take off a point for the cute. Darn. God, it would have been
almost had it.
It would have been like a 9.8, but there are 2 negatives. The plot being, I can't find my Pokemon.
There are 2 negatives. One of them being the plot.
No. One of them being, I can't find my Pokemon. And number 2 being, oh my God, Pikachu, it's cute. So, I guess I want to give it a 9.4, but it's got to be 9.5. It's too good.
9.5 is ridiculously high.
No.
Just for the first half of this episode being such a waste of time.
Do you remember the music? Do you remember the sound effects they gave the Bombardier when it kept dropping things? The bum bum. They're like toying with your expectations of the sound design of the show. It's so good.
Well, and then I'm rating this just based on the second half of the episode, because second half of the episode carried the first so hard. It is ridiculous, the little tugboat of a second half of an episode. I'm going to say that I would love to give this a high 9s, because I'm like, oh God, I'm laughing. There's a lot of cute stuff, but I just, the whole time, just kept...
It's so sick.
You can't... Sickest fight. I'm going to give it a 9 too.
Taylor,
I would give it so much higher.
Before you lock it in, I want to remind you, this episode has hysterical, laugh out loud moments, adorable Pokemon, one of the sickest evolutions and battles we've ever seen, where I'm scribbling the numbers. It's so sick.
I'll tell you how sick the fight was. I didn't even have to make notes. I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, this is so seared into my memory. I'm still going to be thinking about how sick Tinkatink evolving was, probably for the next several episodes. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a 9, too. I would give it in, like, the low 8s if it wasn't for that fight.
Whoa, wait!
Because it's very funny, but you can't have 2 episodes back-to-back of just... let's go on it. Okay, so this is gonna bleed back into this whole intro to the series. Intro to the season, I mean. That first episode set up such a grand scale of adventure, unfortunately. And then the next episodes 2 and 3 are just like, I don't know what we're doing. We're just kind of wandering around, having fun. We're at a little holiday mart. Now we're on Trash Mountain. If you had sick set sail for adventure episode at the end of last season, then the first 2 episodes of this kind of getting into this season was like, oh yeah, this is fun. I would be a lot more palatable for him.
What a great episode. Everybody watch it. Cool.
It's a very good episode. If you don't have a problem with that goofball nonsense at the beginning, then you're going to love it.
Nah, beginning's great. Taylor, thank you so much for discussing Pokemon this week. This was Tinkatink. Her hammer wasn't built in a day, or in Japanese, exactly what I said last time about Kanu-chan no hama wa ichi nichi something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This week, to protect the tradition of the podcast, when Geese Peep is not here, she will submit a peep question.
Oh,
she's peeping in on us. Her question
with Geese.
Yep. Her question, of course, is very timely with the Pokemon trading card game Pocket. She says, "What's the favorite illustration you have gotten so far in the trading card game app?" Taylor, please answer the question.
The funny thing is, I know we're both right this second opening our apps to look at our Pokemon cards. I know you have to sift through so many Pokemon.
No, I can sort by rarity, so it's going to show me my... Ooh! Ooh, look, I can complete a quest. I have a mission.
Ooh, look, it keeps highlighting different parts of my screen telling me to go through tutorials.
Ooh, look how sick my cards are. Do you see all these, Taylor?
Oh, I don't have anything nearly that cool.
Ooh. So my first one I want to say is this full art Cubone Illustrator rare, especially since he's in my deck that I keep winning with. Look how good this is. Are you looking at this? I know Geese Peep's answer is this Gloom. There's
more tutorials. I still haven't been able to see my deck. Give me a second.
This Gloom, I know this is great for an audio podcast. It's a beautiful Gloom full art Illustrator rare. Geese Peep, she didn't even know this card existed. Gloom is her favorite Pokemon, so that's her answer.
I like this. I like this Lapras. Mosaic-y.
Yeah, Taylor has a Lapras that looks like the Great Wave off of Kanagawa, also known as the Great Wave.
My favorite painting, for those who know, somehow. There's a very sick 15-minute art explanation video about that. Everyone should go watch it.
Everybody should go watch it. There's so many great cards in this set. The art's beautiful. Check out this Meowth just on the city streets, sitting on a lamp pole.
That is so sick.
Beautiful work.
Ooh, that's a good card. I would have picked that one, to be honest.
These Ditto just hanging out, being silly. Great fun.
It's hard to top that Meowth. That's legitimately one of the sickest cards I've seen.
This Nidoqueen sleeping in a cave with its family. Adorable.
It's no Meowth in a city.
Well, it's no Meowth in a city. But yeah, my answer, probably because it's in my deck, is the beautiful Cubone. They're all crying in the moonlight. So that is my answer. Taylor, what is your answer? You said it was just that Lapras?
Mm-hmm.
All right, sick. That was just
I want to put just the in front of mine, but
it's not even an EX. So thank you guys all for watching.
I don't have any
listening.
EX cards. I need to maybe you should 25 more tutorials before I can get an EX card.
Maybe play the game a little bit. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to a podcast this week by us. It's a Pokemon. We discuss things and other things and Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon.
You can find us, Look, Listen, Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please like and comment on the YouTube video because that makes more people see it. And who knows, they may enjoy it. Who's to say? Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can follow him, twitch.tv/KeithSquared. Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for the website and the
boilerplate.
That is twitch.tv/prof_Ticklebits. Thank you to our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com. Also, I believe the link is directly in the little podcast feeds and the information.
Right next to the Zelda.
I don't understand your statement. What do you mean? What does that mean?
You said the link's right in this.
Oh, my God.
Because you're playing Legend of Zelda.
I'm so hungry, Taylor. What am I going to eat? I don't even know if I have time to get something tasty.
Bulgogi Hut.
No, it's so expensive. Guys, there's not even one swear word in this podcast, so you can recommend it to everybody. Please go ahead and tell grandma, nephews and nieces and nephews.
Invite the naysayers.
I didn't say separator, so I have to say nephews and nieces. And also, please send your questions to looklistencast@gmail.com.
Or comment them in the YouTube video.
No, but then they're spoiled, so it's fun. Or you put them in the YouTube video. Guys.
That's sick.
Thank you. Geese Peep, say goodbye twice. Taylor, say goodbye once. We'll see you next week.
Say goodbye 4 times.
Oh my God. We're sticking with the next episode of Horizons where we're going to meet a bunch of new character spoilers.
Maybe.
I was going to say something about maybe Lucky Chansey, maybe it could happen. But guys, see you next week. Enjoy next week. I guess. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Peep. Thank you for listening to the Geese Peep Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company